Didn't I tell you? So embarrassing. So embarrassing and so desperate. And do you know, Willie, at this point, the people who you have in your service, who are working for you, they're working against you. I've been telling you for well over a year, talk to me. Talk to me so I can help you fix this mess that you put yourself in. This is what you did. And now the desperation that a day after my team deservedly got a nomination, you, Willie, allegedly, told your press team, or I don't know, is it you or your press team, your PR, whoever it is, your camp, said, no, put out a statement that I've also been nominated for 2 Emmy. I can't even say it. This is why I say talk to people like me. These people are working against you at this point, really, because you're just looking worse and worse and worse. And even I heard that your missus, the amount of money she raised on that trek up the peaks. Like, you guys, what are you doing? You seem to not have a purpose. But your brother and your sister-in-law today, I heard she generated over $1 million in revenue to a company because she wore a necklace. Your wife, Willie, she trekked up mountains and I think it was 1K is what she managed to raise. So, look, you shouldn't have said the Emmy thing because it wasn't actually your production. You featured on someone else's thing. And then you told your PR press people to say, oh, I've also been nominated. It wasn't you. It wasn't you. It was that old man from Canada. Stop with the desperation. Okay, we'll unpack this further because at this point I'm just like, how are you people just not seeing how pathetic you actually seem to be? Really? I told you, you need to fix this because everything you're doing until you fix this is just bad, and tanking. You're making it worse. Both of you are making it worse for the brand. And this is why Dad did what he did. They played such a move on you lot where no one in the country knew they were here, and they executed it beautifully and perfectly. Stop with all this other nonsense. It's so stupid. It's so stupid.
Some of you really need to learn the difference between appearing on a nominated show and being nominated for an Emmy. They're not the same thing, not even close. Let's do remedial media literacy. Prince William is not an Emmy nominee. He made a guest appearance on The Reluctant Traveler with Eugene Levy. That series received 2 Primetime Emmy nominations. The nominations belong to the program and its creative team. They do not belong to Prince William. William is not an Emmy nominee. Now, let's look at Meghan, Duchess of Sussex. With Love, Meghan received a Daytime Emmy nomination for Outstanding Lifestyle Program. That's a nomination for the series she created and stars in. Those are 2 completely different situations. So when I see people screaming, William was nominated too, all you're doing is announcing that you're either illiterate or you're stupid or both. Facts don't change because derangers are delusional. You should be embarrassed if you don't know the difference.
How embarrassing is this? This is so pathetically embarrassing. I saw this headline this morning and I thought, how apt is it that somebody has decided to write the truth about it? How is it that royal family fans, the Rangers, think that because the show that Prince William was interviewed in, being nominated for an Emmy means that Prince William was nominated? This is so embarrassing. And you know how the Rangers like to say that everyone who defends or talks in favour of Meghan and Harry are being paid by Meghan and Harry. So does this mean that Prince William pays these people to go out and say he was nominated for an Emmy? I mean, going by the Rangers' logic, that's a good conclusion to make, right? But on a more serious note, I really love this for the Rangers. Once in a while, a journalist will actually do their job and say the truth and expose the stupidity, the unhinged lunacy of royal family fans. Because what is this embarrassment? Them saying Prince William was nominated for an Emmy. They're very jealous, very bitter and angry about With Love, Meghan's show, being nominated for an Emmy. They tried everything to discredit, disparage. And then Eugene Levy's show that William happened to be on got nominated and it was, oh, the Emmys are cool again. Hypocrites.
Look, the receipts are officially out and everybody needs to stop playing. The UK media really had folks out here believing Prince William was walking around with an Emmy trophy on his mantelpiece. Are you serious right now? They literally cooked up a whole fake award just to boost his resume. Mine couldn't win a real trophy if it had handles on it, so the tabloids had to go print straight-up fan fiction. And let's talk about the real elephant in the room. The royals are dead set obsessed with Meghan. Period. They are running a whole one-sided rivalry against a woman who packed her bags, crossed the Atlantic, and started minding her own business. But every single time they try to pull a slick move to outshine her, it lands flat on its face. Every single time. Why? Because you cannot fake clout, man. You can't PR your way into having sauce. Meghan drops a mix, steps out in a fit, or launches a project, and the internet goes nuts. Meanwhile, the firm is back in London throwing emergency meetings, printing fake accolades, and trying to figure out why nobody's buying what they're selling. For regular everyday folks, this whole mess is comedy gold. It proves that no matter how many palaces you own or how fancy your title sounds, petty is petty. Clout chasing in high places looks just as desperate as clout chasing on your local block. The UK press can spin the story all day, but real recognises real. And right now, Meghan is taking home the actual wins, while they're out here handing out participation ribbons to themselves.
Squaddies, can we talk about how predictable this whole thing has become? The Television Academy announces that With Love, Meghan has earned an Emmy nomination. And before people can even finish saying congratulations, here come the usual suspects sprinting into the conversation like they're running the 100-meter final. But here's the funny part. Why couldn't Meghan just have her moment? Seriously, why was the emergency response, "What about William?" I'm sitting here thinking, did William make With Love, Meghan? Was he in the kitchen chopping vegetables? Was he sitting in production meetings? Was he helping choose the episodes? No. Then why are we dragging him into somebody else's celebration? That's like your neighbor winning Employee of the Year and somebody shouting, "Yeah, but my cousin once visited the office." Baby, what are we doing? And here's where the UK media completely lost me. Instead of reporting the story as it actually happened, some outlets bent over backwards trying to squeeze William into the headline. They acted like if Meghan smiled too much, somebody at Kensington Palace would lose Wi-Fi. Come on now. The facts are simple. Meghan created the show. She hosts the show. She's an executive producer on the show. If the series wins, that recognition belongs to the people who actually built it. Meanwhile, William appeared as a guest on someone else's program. That's it. A guest appearance is not an Emmy nomination. Those are two different things. In fact, it has now been made clear that William himself was never nominated for an Emmy. Yet some headlines made it sound as though they were somehow competing for the same honor. They weren't. Not even close. So why push that story? Because for some people, Meghan succeeding by herself is apparently the hardest headline to print. That's the part regular people notice. You don't have to be a royal watcher to see it. Imagine getting promoted at work, and instead of your boss congratulating you, everyone starts talking about your old coworker who wasn't even up for the promotion. You'd look around the room and say, "Can I enjoy my win for 5 minutes?" That's exactly how this feels. And the funniest part, the people who spent months saying With Love Meghan was irrelevant suddenly couldn't stop talking about it the second the Emmy nomination landed. Hold on, I thought nobody cared. I thought it was a flop. If that's true, why are headlines working overtime? Why is social media in full panic mode? Why is everyone suddenly performing Olympic-level stretches trying to change the subject? Y'all are giving the show free advertising. At this point, Meghan should probably send them a thank you basket. The UK media really played themselves. Instead of shrinking her achievement, they made even more people curious about it. That's what happens when you spend more energy trying to block somebody's shine than simply reporting the news. Meanwhile, Meghan is over in California living her life, creating projects, building her brand, and letting the work speak. No shouting, no panic, no chasing headlines, just results. And honestly, that's what probably bothers her critics the most. Because success doesn't need permission. It just keeps showing up.
Now here's the part that had me laughing. Some folks really try to convince people that creating a show and popping up on someone else's show are basically the same thing. Since when? That's like saying the restaurant owner and the customer deserve the same award because they were both inside the building. Meghan didn't just show up. She helped build With Love Meghan from the ground up. She hosts it. She executive produces it. Her fingerprints are all over that project. If it wins, she shares in that success because she helped make it happen. William, he made a guest appearance on somebody else's program. That's not the same job, not even close. But the UK media worked overtime trying to blur that line, almost like they couldn't let Meghan have credit without finding a way to squeeze William into the story. Regular people aren't buying that. We know the difference between the person who starts the business and the friend who stops by for lunch. One built it, the other visited it. It's really that simple. Now, squaddies, this is the part that cracks me up. The same people who spent months yelling, "Nobody's watching, the show's a flop, Netflix made a mistake," are suddenly singing a different tune. An Emmy nomination shows up, and now it's, well, William too. Wait a minute, I thought the show was supposedly irrelevant. If that's true, why are the derangers suddenly working overtime? Why the panic? Why the emergency meetings in the comment section? Pick a lane. You can't spend months saying a project doesn't matter, then lose your minds the second it gets recognized by the television industry. That doesn't make Meghan look bad. It makes the critics look confused. Regular people notice stuff like that. If your favorite football team keeps saying another club is finished, but they can't stop talking about them every single week, who's really living rent-free in whose head? Exactly. The funniest part is the derangers keep giving Meghan free publicity. Every angry headline, every dramatic tweet, every desperate comparison, they're basically running a marketing campaign without getting paid. Congratulations, you played yourselves. Meanwhile, Meghan isn't arguing with strangers online. She's creating, producing, and stacking achievements while the critics keep changing the rules every time she wins. At some point, you've got to stop moving the goalposts and admit the obvious. The Emmy nomination speaks for itself. The noise doesn't. Here is the reality check. And at the end of the day, squaddies, this is why Meghan keeps winning. While everybody else is busy arguing on TV panels, firing off angry tweets, and writing dramatic headlines, she's actually working. That's the difference. One side is talking, the other side is building. Think about regular life for a second. When you're focused on your own goals, you don't have time to sit around watching somebody else's every move. You're busy trying to level up. That's exactly what Meghan looks like right now. She keeps creating new projects. She keeps expanding her brand. She keeps giving people something new to watch and talk about. And here's the kicker. Awards aren't handed out by people arguing in comment sections. They're decided by professionals in the industry who actually watch the work. You can disagree with the outcome, that's your right, but you can't pretend the recognition never happened just because it doesn't fit your favorite headline. And honestly, the critics keep making Meghan even bigger. Every time they try to downplay one of her achievements, more people become curious. They go looking for the show. They start asking questions. They end up giving her exactly what they were trying to stop: more attention. That's got to sting. So if I were Meghan, I'd probably just smile, grab a cup of tea and say, thanks for the free promotion. Because here's what I've learned. Headlines come and go. Online drama comes and goes. People argue today and forget tomorrow. But real achievements stay on your resume forever. Years from now, nobody's going to remember who wrote the angriest headline. They'll remember who kept creating, who kept growing, and who kept proving the doubters wrong. And right now, Meghan is letting her work do exactly that. Thanks for watching. I'm your host, Miles. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, subscribe, and join the squad. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear from you. And if you'd like to support the channel, hit that super thanks. Until next time, stay loud, stay proud, and I'll catch you in the next one.